As plastic components / product designers, tasked with selecting the best materials for specific applications, we are challenged to design a prototype that consists of 2 materials processed in 2 different ways to demonstrate the characteristics of each. As a facilities manager, assigned to work at a factory that consists of machines and processes that generate a tremendous amount of heat, we are challenged to evaluate and select an automatic control system to maintain the cooling system tank at an optimal level.
We are trying to design, build, and demonstrate a 2-segment optical fiber and over-the-air laser links end-to-end circuit. We learn how fiber optics and lasers are incorporated into our everyday lives, including how we receive access to satellite and internet connections.
Exploring mechatronics. We take on the role of mechatronics engineers. We are challenged to design an automated system that adheres to given specifications and constraints, and explore the interaction between mechanics, electrical engineering, electronics, and computer engineering.
Alternative energy. We will learn the basic skills needed to work with different energy sources considered to be alternatives to our current dependence on non-renewable fossil fuels. As alternative energy engineers working in response to a request from a city planner who is building new communities in 2 different locations, we are challenged to create a plan to support the energy needs of the citizens of the 2 new towns, where at least 90% of the energy consumed should come from renewable sources.
Environmental technology, water. Taking on the role of environmental engineers, we explore water testing and water treatment methods and the impact they can have on the environment. Within a given scenario, we develop a clean water solution for both humans and wildlife.
I'm the Education Innovation Specialist here in the Fullerton School District, and it's my pleasure to be able to MC this event, this ribbon cutting event for our FESTO lab here at Nicolas. I want to do a little housekeeping before we start. This is a live mic, but notice you don't hear anything. That's because we're trying to be a little bit more innovative today, and we are going live. So anything you say near me, remember, if you're having conversations with me, it'll be going out to the internet, so just, you know, have great conversations with me. Tell me how nice I am. This mic is also live and going out to the internet. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a video here shortly. Is that the countdown, guys? No? Yes? It's waiting. It's waiting. Okay. So we're going to show a short video, but when we come back from the video, know that, I'll have my big smile on. We're live, and we're out in the internet, and we're sharing with the community everything that we're doing here today. Cool? All right. There's also Jason Chong. Raise your hand in the back over there. He's been handing out little index cards or interview cards or hospitality cards, whatever you want to call them. Later on, we're going to be doing small interviews over by the FESTO lab, and it'd be great if you could fill one of those cards out. And we'd love to have you on camera and also just sharing your thoughts about a FESTO lab and our community here in Fullerton. All right. I think we can start with this video. Yes? All right.
Characteristics of each. As a facilities manager, assigned to work at a factory that consists of machines and processes that generate a tremendous amount of heat, we are challenged to evaluate and select an automatic control system to maintain the cooling system tank at an optimal level.
We are trying to design, build, and demonstrate a two-segment optical fiber and over-the-air laser links end-to-end circuit. We learn how fiber optics and lasers are incorporated into our everyday lives, including how we receive access to satellite and internet connections.
Exploring mechatronics. We take on the role of mechatronics engineers. We are challenged to design an automated system that adheres to given specifications and constraints, and explore the interaction between mechanics, electrical engineering, electronics, and computer engineering.
Alternative energy. We will learn the basic skills needed to work with different energy sources considered to be alternatives to our current dependence on non-renewable fossil fuels. As alternative energy engineers working in response to a request from a city planner who is building new communities in 2 different locations, we are challenged to create a plan to support the energy needs of the citizens of the 2 new towns where at least 90% of the energy consumed should come from renewable sources.
Environmental technology, water. Taking on the role of environmental engineers, we explore water testing and water treatment methods and the impact they can have on the environment. Within a given scenario, we develop a clean water solution for both humans and wildlife.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hi, everybody, and welcome, and good morning, and welcome to Nicolas Junior High. We are live out on the internet, and we're live here at Nicolas Junior High's library for a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the FESTO lab. We have a few speakers here today, and then we're going to go over and get that ribbon ceremony and that cutting done. So without further ado, let's bring out Dr. Robert Pletka.
First of all, I want to thank everybody for being here and for the partnerships that we've been able to develop. For us, this is the beginning of something very special at Nicolas and in our community. I think for us, the most powerful thing is when we give our kids opportunities to recognize something in themselves, to grow that sense of passion and that interest, and then develop efficacy in that area so that they can live their dreams. And for our kids, this is an opportunity for them to have high-paying jobs, doing things that they love, making a huge impact on our community. And so today is more than just about equipment or technology. It's about our kids' future. And our partners, FESTO, a big part of making that happen. And so I want to thank everybody for being here today and look for great things to happen with our children.
Thank you, Dr. Pletka. And now we'd like to bring up School Board President Bev Berryman. By the way, it's Bev's birthday today, if Facebook is correct.
Thank you all for coming to my party, right? I also want to agree with everything Dr. Pletka said. When we look at these rooms and we look at our students and we watch their faces when they have an opportunity to see what they can do, part of what I get to do as a school board member with my other school board friends is to go to things like this and to thank our community for their partnerships, because we can't do it alone. Schools can't do it alone. So with the partnership that we have with FESTO, with bringing everyone on board and collaborating with our staff for the good of our kids, means a lot to me. And so on behalf of the rest of my school board, I want to thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts, because what we're offering to our kids right now and what they're going to be exposed to is amazing to me. So I sit here and try and hold back the tears, because I know how important this is to our students, and I know how it's going to impact their lives, and to allow them to have that opportunity to do something and to see something they can do in their future and engage them each day when they come to school means a whole lot to us. So again, thank you everybody in this room, and thank you for the partnerships that we have. So thank you.
Thank you, Bev. Next up, Tom Close from ATC.
Thank you, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today. And I want to thank Dr. Pletka and also Jay McPhail. We're the largest FESTO distributor here in the U.S. We work in 10 different states. And we had the opportunity here in the great state of California to seek out a partner. Our local representative, Jordan Chopp, special thanks to Jordan, who's worked so hard here at the district to make this happen. But the fine folks at FESTO gave us an opportunity to provide a pilot site to a progressive, forward-thinking district. And we certainly found one here and at Nicolas Junior High School. And we couldn't have done it without Jay and his vision for the future. We couldn't have done it without Jason. I don't know where Jason is. He's here somewhere. They truly had a vision, and it was a unique opportunity for us to implement this program. We look forward to tremendous success. We look forward to a great partnership. And as the doctor had said, it's really an opportunity for your students to succeed, to find out what interests they have, to possibly find out what interests they don't have. And that may make that decision easier as they look towards their future. We also have with us today Ken Starkman from Fullerton College is here, and we want to bridge that gap and create a partnership and a pathway for your students from the elementary school to what we call the K-14. So we're pleased to be here. Thank you for having us, and we look forward to a great future together.
Thank you very much, Ken. And last but not least, Ken Caldwell, FESTO.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. This really is a historic day, something we've been waiting for several months. So it's our pleasure to be here. As mentioned, my name is Ken Caldwell. I'm with FESTO. We are the suppliers of all that really cool equipment that you just saw in the intro video, and something we'll get to go tour here in a few minutes. I brought some notes. Excuse me for referring to my notes, but I thought it was really important to recognize everyone that's been instrumental in helping bring this day to fruition, and I didn't want to leave anyone out. So you just heard from Tom Close with Advanced Technologies Consultants. He and his team have been a partner with FESTO for many, many years. I want to thank Tom, and as he mentioned, Jordan Chop, who's really been kind of the man on the ground here, so to speak, in really making this happen. So thank you to ATC. Also, you got to hear from Dr. Pletka. Thank you for your remarks, and thank you for overseeing this really historic event. Tom mentioned Jay and Jason, who really were from the very beginning. They shared the vision with us. Tom talked about how it was important for ATC and for FESTO to find the right partner, and that is absolutely true. We found the right partner who shares our vision. And so thank you. A few others, Dr. Emmy Flores, Pablo Diaz, the principal here, Robin Clemente, and the instructor here as well, Rick Briggs. Every one of these individuals played a huge part, and without your involvement, very possible this would have never come to fruition, so thank you. I just want to say what an amazing event this is, and how excited we are to continue this relationship with Fullerton School District and with Nicolas Junior High. Dr. Pletka talked about how this is really all about the kids, and that is absolutely true. Our hope is that through the equipment that you'll see, through the curriculum, for the way that this has been designed to provide hands-on educational experiences for these kids, that really will spark an interest, and who knows where that will lead. It could lead to further education in STEM fields. It could lead to employment right out of high school. But our hope is that we spark that interest. There are literally millions and millions of vacant jobs that go unfilled because of a lack of a qualified workforce. And at FESTO, our vision, our dream is to fill those jobs, to create qualified workers to improve the economy, not only here in Fullerton, but in the entire state of California and throughout the country. So that's kind of our vision. We look at this STEM lab that you're about to see, and we hope that this will be it will revolutionize really education here in the state of California, that STEM will be taught in a way that's never been taught here in the state before. That's our dream, that's our vision, but want to thank everyone for sharing that dream with us. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Ken. So here's what we're going to do next. So if you're live on the internet and watching this at home or in the office, what we're going to do is have the first row. If you guys could stand up and follow Wes Kriesel, he's going to lead you over to the FESTO lab. The rest of us, we're going to follow just behind, but we're going to take a slow stroll, if you will. And Principal Clemente and myself are going to have a conversation on the way over, which will also be fed live. And you guys, if you guys could follow us behind, would be great. Oh, we'll go out that way.
Squeeze in there a little bit. All right, cool, thanks. Manuel, thank you.
All right, Principal Clemente, I don't think we're on film here, but I think the audio is up and running. Yes.
Perfect.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Pablo. How are you today?
I'm well. So outside of, because we're going to learn a lot about the FESTO lab here today, what are some of the other things that are going on here at Nicolas Junior High?
You know, the great thing about Nicolas is we have 5 pathways so students can find their passion. So we also have computer science, robotics, business and media, and entrepreneurship. We have the arts, as you can see. We have an award, actually you can't see since we're not on film, but if you could, yes. We have our award-winning dancers that cheer. We have pretty much anything you can imagine for the students to find their passion, take it from a beginning level to go on to a more advanced level into the 8th grade year.
All right. Is there anything, so how has there been any difficulties with the FESTO lab or things that you didn't kind of incur that you thought, oh, I didn't think, even good things like that came out of it, like things that surprised you?
Popularity.
Okay.
Popularity. So I figured we'd start with small group of kids, but we have more kids that want to be in the classroom. So we run it every period. So 7 periods of the FESTO lab. Problem, finding the teachers that can teach it. So I had to go out and ask teachers. It's
a new thing, right?
It is. It's something new. So all the teachers spent the summer learning, and of course ATC trained them. So it's been fabulous.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
Yeah, have the experts train the experts. That's perfect. So how excited were you for this day? And has there been a buzz around the school?
Absolutely, and in the community. I can't believe it's here. I mean, this is changing Nicolas. We're becoming, like I said, like the Jeffersons, we're moving on up.
Yeah, I love the Jeffersons, and you are moving on up. This is great.
So, you know, we're a family school, and this is my 18th year at Nicolas, and I'm just proud to see where it's coming and where it's going.
So you do have a long history. You were a teacher here?
I was a teacher here.
What subjects did you teach?
I taught everything you can imagine: science, history, ASB, English. I actually met my husband here, so it's in the family.
There you go.
And my daughter went here.
Oh, wow, it is a family affair.
Family affair. 2 boys are coming just for the FESTO lab, by the way.
Okay, well, that's great. So. All right, well, thank you so much, and I'm sure we'll talk to you soon. Yeah. Okay, if you can still hear me, what's happening now is we're getting set for the ribbon cutting, and we are just a few short minutes away from the ribbon cutting here. If you can see this on your computer screen, what we have is a long line of distinguished representatives from our school district to the community, and of course our accompanying businesses that are making this work for us, especially ATC, and I'll let Wes take it over here.
Certificates that were going to be presented at this time before we cut the ribbon, and if you recognize your certificate, please come up. Yes. And let's start right here. Thank you. And there you go.
Hi, I'm State Senator Ling Chang, representing the 29th Senate District, which covers portions of LA County, Orange County, and San Bernardino County. It is truly an honor for me to be here today because my background is in STEM education. I used to run the Youth Science Center, and my background is also in technology, and I'm also part of the Tech Caucus. So this is huge. This is huge, and I am so impressed with what you guys are doing, and I commend you for taking that step forward with our kids because it is incredibly important that our kids have a STEM background for the future. So thank you so much for everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. My name is Doug Chafee, the mayor of the city of Fullerton. And this is just one more example of the fabulous partnerships we've enjoyed with the Fullerton School District over the years. It's good reason why we call ourselves the education community. And when I look at what this program represents, and when I retire, I think I'm going to be very comfortable with the kids that run this program. That's tremendous jobs ahead for you, great learning experiences, and I can't wait to see this thing going. And so here's a certificate on behalf of the city. I'd like to present it. and suitable for framing, but with our budget, of course, it isn't.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Teresa Harvey, President and CEO of the North Orange County Chamber of Commerce, which one of our major cities is Fullerton. Our workforce is our future, and you today are demonstrating the way that Fullerton is really preparing our workforce for tomorrow. The mid-skill level jobs that were discussed are really those that are going needing right now, and they need good quality people to fill those jobs. So we're really remarkably pleased to celebrate the grand open of this FESTO lab and commend you on your vision and foresight. Congratulations.
All right. Here come the scissors.
Okay, it's about to happen. We're about to officially open the FESTO lab here at Nicolas Junior High. And here we go. Pomp and circumstance happening. There we go. Yeah.
And now we'll tour the lab.
So now we're going to take a short break as we go ahead and allow everybody into the lab and to tour the lab, and then we'll be doing some interviews here shortly. So if you'd like to stay tuned on your internet screens, whether you're at home, office, wherever you might be, out at a park, stay tuned. We'll be bringing you more here from the FESTO lab.
Nice job, guy. Nice job, Pablo.
It's good? It's good? Hi. Check mic 1, 2. This is Pablo interviewing people here at Nicolas Junior High, FESTO Lab. Sounds good? Sounds good? All right. All right, so what you're seeing on camera right now is essentially, we have a couple cameras in the FESTO lab, and people are really having an engaging time with the students. If you see any lab or some white coats, those are our students here at Nicolas Junior High, and they're actually FESTO lab students. In fact, let me get my first interviewee. I'm going to bring up Clinton Mosley. He didn't know I was going to bring him up. He's actually working behind the scenes. But Clinton, welcome.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, I know I caught you off guard.
A little bit, but that's okay.
But this is your first year at Nicolas.
Yes, sir.
And how's it been so far?
Amazing, very amazing. It's an amazing opportunity to work with just amazing teachers, students at this level. It just ups the game, I think, in the thinking and what they're able to do, and what you can expose them to, which is really exciting.
And how do you feel the FESTO lab has kind of worked out? It's early, right? I mean, it's in its infancy.
Yes.
And I'm sure there's a lot for you to learn, but there's a lot for the students to learn, which is great. How have you kind of maneuvered through that?
I think the most exciting thing is the opportunity to expose kids to explorative type of learning, which I think school really needs. You know, you have an opportunity to do station teaching, so you explore into a module and you have to bring all of the skills of critical thinking, problem solving, and following directions in a very real life kind of application, because this machine is what you could do with your life. And I think as a vocation. And I think that that's really exciting for middle schools to discover a passion that they can pathway into early. So I think that's probably the most exciting thing about our FESTO STEAM Lab. It just gives them an opportunity to explore into something and find their passion early.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining me on the
sir.
spot.
Hey, always ready to do that.
I appreciate that.
Thank you, sir. Take care.
You're fine. You're fine. Hi, and welcome back. We're with Senator Ling Chan, State Senator Ling Chan. Welcome to Nicolas Junior High.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So you had a chance to tour the FESTO lab?
Yeah, no, it's amazing. I wish we had this when I was growing up.
Yeah, and I heard that you said you had a STEM background. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, so I ran the Youth Science Center for quite a number of years prior to getting into politics, and even before that, I had a tech background, being a project manager for a health information systems company.
Oh,
and so I fully understand the importance of STEM education, getting kids interested in these fields, as the future is going to be about STEM related jobs.
Absolutely, totally agree. And in the state, what type of funding is available for public schools and STEM funding?
We're definitely looking into that, no doubt. But right now there are a lot of different nonprofit organizations that are promoting this, as well as other major companies that are looking into promoting STEM-related education.
Sure. Is there anything that stands out there to you that, I know you said you kind of got excited. I do the same thing, like when I taught my math and science classes. Is there anything that stands out to you that you would have loved to maybe, that you would choose one over the other out there as far as a station?
Well, I've always loved 3D printing.
Yes,
so
I'm with
that
you.
was really interesting.
Yeah, very cool. Well, thank you so much for joining me,
Thank
Senator.
you so much for having
Appreciate
me.
it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a blessed day. Thank you.
How close do I have to be to?
Right there's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. Hi, so now we have next up Mayor Doug Chafee, Mayor of Fullerton. Thank you for joining us here today.
My pleasure. This is a fun thing that I get to do.
Awesome. Were you able to tour the FESTO lab, and was there anything that stands out to you?
Well, all the things do. I talked to each of the students, each of their stations. They're all very excited, and it's very important stuff they're learning how to do.
Yeah. How different is it, and I'm older as well, so we didn't have this stuff. How about when you were in school? Anything close to this, or is there anything that's relatable to what you did? Maybe auto shop or wood shop or something like that? Is there anything that is related? You can relate this STEM lab or this FESTO lab to?
Well, when I went to school, we didn't have computers, for one thing.
Sure.
But I did do both metal shop and wood shop, where I was able to build some things. And it was very different. But it's still the basic skills that are taught.
Sure. And what, in talking about those basic skills, what do you think are some of the best skills in terms of just being a student, and how that lends itself to being a young adult into their adulthood and being a productive citizen? How do you think STEM and or this FESTO lab helps?
Well, it's going to get them into great jobs, for one thing, and there are a lot of vacancies. We don't have enough people to fill those special jobs. And a head start like this is very important. It'll help with their learning and accelerate them getting ahead.
Totally agree. I want to thank you for joining me today here, Doug Chafee. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
My special pleasure.
Thank you. Okay.
Now this is live, so if I mess up, it is okay.
Hi, so now we have at Nicolas Junior High, we have Laura Rubio, the Fullerton Union High School principal. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. What brings you out today? We invited you, yes?
Yes, yes, I was invited, but I heard of this great opportunity here at Junior High, and it is one of our major feeders into Fullerton Union High School. A lot of the kids from here go over there, so I was very excited to see what they are going to be working on here so that we can start, developing our own vision for the future. To see what they're doing here at FSD has been absolutely amazing. The kids are going to be very prepared. This program is absolutely, one of a kind, and as we've seen, so I'm very excited to see what the kids are going to develop and what interests they're going to develop so that then I get them, hopefully, in the next few years, and we'll be able to hopefully grow from that as well.
And we look forward to sending them to you. You toured the lab, you got a little chance, a glimpse.
Yes.
Anything stand out to you?
The kids,
even as a student, so you can give me both perspectives, but if you were a student there.
If I was a student, it all looks, I was talking to one of the kids, and it's very true. They are much more excited about coming to school. It is the one class that it's very important. A lot of them are 8th graders, and so they're sad to have only experienced this for a year. They wish they would have had it, before. They're very excited, and it's really giving them a sense of purpose and really giving them goals in life that they never thought possible. And I can tell from the way that they describe and the vested interest they have in all of the different items that are out there that they're going to get a chance to use. Yes. So it's very exciting.
And being excited, we certainly hope that we can send them over to you and that there's a kind of a connection in terms of things like this, or maybe a FESTO lab in your future. You
right?
Never know, right?
You never know. Yeah. And this is definitely giving me a lot of food for thought. A lot of food for thought as we develop our programs at Fullerton.
And as far as your high school, what types of things that you have going on that are extracurricular, things that students can choose from outside of the normal
So we're very vested in the arts, as Fullerton City is.
Yes, we are.
And so we definitely have an amazing Academy of the Arts program, but we also are developing a BEAST program. It's definitely, yes, it's a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of art, it's a little bit of robotics, it's costume design, it's everything, it's all of the Tektronix that you see in the movies, and developing a lot of the costume art, and like we have a strong connection to Universal Studios and Knott's Berry Farm, all of the behind the scenes, for example, Jurassic Park, and learning how those dinosaurs were made and all of the Tektronix behind that, as well as a lot of the costume design, the makeup design, and so it's a little bit of science learning. For example, one of the units is on zombies, and understanding how the body works. So that's the science part of it, and then going through the makeups, and then going through and designing and creating the robots. And so it's a nice pathway. We've also developed. We're starting with the computer science program as well, and so that's developing. We have culinary. We also have our JROTC. We have a lot of different choices for our students once they come onto our campus.
Great stuff. Good things are happening at
very
Fullerton Union High School. We appreciate you coming on.
Thank
you so
you
much.
for inviting me.
Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. It was great. Nice to meet you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Is live, or it will be here. Okay, next we have Paulette Chafee. Looks like you're with All the Arts, or?
Right, I'm on the board of All the Arts for all the kids, and I also went through the Fullerton schools when I was growing up.
Oh, what schools did you go to? Yeah, list them. We'd like to give them a shout out.
Raymond School and Ladera Vista and Troy High School, and then I went off to college, and now I'm involved with All the Arts for all the kids and volunteering at Maple and Commonwealth and Woodcrest schools, and so this is just a fantastic opportunity for all of these students to experience this new technology.
Related to that, can you tell me, you talked a little bit about the arts and what you do now. Was that a passion of yours growing up, or is it something you learned to really enjoy or love? that
Well,
you're
I've
into it
always
now?
enjoyed the
Yeah,
arts, and
yes.
kids become so much more creative in their writing and their thinking, and mathematical concepts come into play, geometry. The arts encompasses so much, and it's a fantastic program. And this, in addition, kind of makes it the whole school, doesn't it? The complete kid.
It
Yeah,
does. It
yeah.
does. I think you're right. And you had a chance to tour the FESTO lab.
Right.
Any favorites in there? Something that might resonate with you a little bit more than?
I kind of like the alternative energy.
Okay, tell me more.
Yeah,
Tell me more a little
they can explore different concepts, and getting away from fossil fuels is a goal.
Yes.
And so they're going to be on the forefront of all of this, and the job opportunities later on. That's pretty terrific.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
And much like the arts, it's very applicable. There's application, we should say, hands-on, critical thinking, just kind of that creative mind happening there as well. So thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. There we go. And this mic will be live for you.
All right, very well.
Okay, next we have Will Minster, principal of Troy High School. Welcome. Thank you for joining us at Nicolas Junior High today.
No, thank you very much for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here. It's just fantastic, the opportunity I think the kids here at Nicolas and then feeding on into our schools will have as a result of this.
Absolutely. Is there anything, you had a chance to tour the facility and the lab out there, anything that stands out for you as both with your principal hat, but maybe as a student coming up, what would interest you more out there?
I think just the opportunity to use these machines, learn what they can do. As a student, it's fantastic. I love playing with equipment like this, and I was telling the one young man, I said, this wind tunnel would have been great when I was building my Pinewood Derby cars.
Yes.
I mean, I would have had so much fun. But as the principal of Troy High School, and we have Troy Tech, and we have our magnet program that's about technology, and we have mechatronics, and we have computer science, and we have these things that these students will be learning about here, and then applying it. And whether it's coming to our school and being in our mechatronics, or being in our engineering class, or working in the media production, or being on our Science Olympiad team, where the one young man showed us the bridge structural machine where it holds it. Well, we do that, and to see them working on that now here, it'll be really interesting to see how much more prepared they are, and how much more they're able to do when they get to us. I mean, I imagine the bridges we test, I think, at 50 pounds before they break.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if all of a sudden 50 pounds isn't going to be enough anymore.
Yeah.
Because kids are going to come and they're going to be so good and know so well the structural pieces of building bridges, for example, that we're going to have to step our game up a little bit more. So it's really exciting.
Yeah, very cool. Well, we look forward to some more vertical articulation per se with our 7-8 students with the high schools that we do have in the district, because they're great high schools. We appreciate you joining us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. We're excited as heck to get all these kids and the knowledge that they're having from this. So thank you very much for bringing it here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you. do whatever you want. Are we good? Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We are with Bev Berryman, who is the board president in the Fullerton School District. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Also, we have a birthday girl, so happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Thank
Any
you.
special plans today? At least dinner or something?
Dinner.
Always
Yes.
in order?
Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, you had a chance to visit and tour the FESTO lab.
I did.
Anything that stands out to you that you would maybe would like to do as a, like if you were a student here, like one of those stations would be, you'd be more apt to select?
It seems like the making of a mold is awfully interesting. Trying to figure out what I would want to make a mold of and then be able to manufacture. It looks like there's a bunch of Charger stuff out there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why that's all Chargers and not the Rams, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'm with you.
What makes me most happy is watching the students out there talk about the machine, about the equipment, and talk about what they're interested in and where they're most excited to learn.
Very cool.
And understanding what they've gone through, looking at their stress machine, and having them explain to us kind of what they've been able to do and how they're looking forward to partnering up and doing the next bit of equipment. So
very cool.
Yes.
So you get a chance to walk our schools a lot.
I do.
And you're invited to lots of events, and this being a big event for Nicolas, what other things are happening in the Fullerton School District that you see from your perspective that it doesn't have to be this year, just things that have excited you that you would like to see more of or you're just excited about?
I'm excited about lots of things that go on in our school district. I think dual immersion, having our students learn a second language is wonderful. Kindergarten through second at Raymond and then starting Pacific Drive, and understanding that children learn languages better early. I would love to be a fluent Spanish speaker myself, and unfortunately I can't, so I just want to go to that class and stay there for the rest of the year. So dual immersion is exciting. I think on a different note, going into classrooms and seeing flexible seating, that always intrigues me because students are sitting in seats that are comfortable for them. When my daughter used to come home and do homework, she didn't want to sit at the kitchen table. My son would sit at the kitchen table. My daughter didn't want to. She wanted to sit upside down and do her homework. So I kind of just let her do it, and it got done. But just watching students be able to sit what made them comfortable, fidget a little, but be engaged in learning and get what they needed to get done.
Sure.
So
those are all great things, and we have great things going on here. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Joining us now is Ken Starkman, Fullerton College Technology of Engineering Division, and Dorel Basian, but I messed it up. I went with Bashen, technology instructor at Fullerton College. Thanks so much for joining us here, guys. So you had a chance to visit the FESTO lab for the 7th and 8th graders. What'd you think? What were some things that stood out to you guys?
I think you're very ambitious. Some of the stuff you guys have might be a bit too advanced for them, but it's going to challenge them. And you'll be able to identify which of them want to go this path and make a career out of it, and then follow up with Fullerton College.
Sure.
Eventually get a job for Disney.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be great. I'd love to work for Disney. You listening? Is there anything that's that you see in there, like you said, it was advanced, that could be advanced, which is great for us and our kids. It's a learning opportunity for them. Is there anything that you see that translates to Fullerton College or any other college or university?
Well, definitely all the learning activities out there probably go hand in hand with anything science or technology related as far as a learning program. So you could start with engineering and go into technical fields, from anything from automation and automotive and process control type things, energy. There's so many different applications for these types of competencies.
So you both ended up in engineering fields per se, right? And how did your, I guess your schooling at this grade level, did it prepare you at all, or were there any things you were at least interested in at that time that allowed you to pursue what you pursued, or was it something that you kind of just, you had a passion for later on?
I think for me, we did have the opportunity to learn, basic electrical and different applications in the middle school and high school. But I think over the last 20 years, a lot of it has gone away, and there was an increased focus in testing and assessment and make sure you read right and make sure that you can pass that test. But I think now we're realizing that students still need to be able to solve problems. They need to understand the dynamic of technology in their life and how all of this interacts with the reading and the science and so forth that they're being tested on, because that's the most important part.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But hands-on learning, kind of application type processes are just as important. So very cool. For yourself?
Yeah, I went to school in Romania a long time ago. And we had something similar. So our counselor, I was, I believe, 7th grade. She took us to different schools to see what they have. All the schools had something like this, a lot of labs, hands-on, and I really liked the way it was, so I went for school.
Yes.
And
the rest is history.
I liked it as well. That's why I wanted to. It just inspired me to chase it.
Very cool. So that's a great place to finish, that he liked it as well, and you kind of followed your dreams.
And I think the thing is, you don't have to see yourself as being a technician or an engineer. You can be a dean at a college. You can be a training manager at Disneyland. You can do so many different things, because all of this stuff in that room out here transcends just about every career.
I love it. That is great, that you don't have to be kind of a niche thing. There's other opportunities.
It's everything.
Absolutely. Very cool. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Darrell. Appreciate it. Thank you for joining the show.
Have a good day. Nice day here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, joining the program is our very own Superintendent, Dr. Bob Pleka. Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Pablo. Thanks for all the work to make this happen. This is like such an exciting day.
This
Big
is fun.
day.
And I was just thinking, I don't even have a name for this show. We're going to need a name.
I know, it's big. It's big, whatever it is, it's big.
So you had a chance to tour the lab,
Oh, yeah.
talk to the students. What stands out, or what's a lot of the, give me your kind of summary of that lab.
Well, several of the kids, like as they're talking about it, they're just like totally pulled into it. I mean, they were passionate about it, they were invested, they were knowledgeable. It's like they're ready to go and make a difference.
And you sound pumped, like you would want to be in that class.
Oh, this is like awesome. I mean, talk about great job solving like the problems that we're facing right now that we haven't been able to solve.
Yes.
The alternative energy sources. Our kids now have the equipment to be able to test that. One of the kids said that was going to be his favorite piece of equipment. And the equipment was, and I said, why? He says, looking at different ways that we can explore and have different alternative energies to move past it. So yeah, no, they're so passionate about it because these are the problems that our adults are facing, and they get to go and do the real thing.
Absolutely. I mean, you just reminded me of the things that are happening out there are relatable in any career.
Yeah.
It can support any career. It doesn't. You could be a superintendent because you have
Absolutely.
to solve problems. You have to be a critical thinker, such. Thank you so much for joining the show.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Pablo.
it. Okay. All right, joining the show is Dr. Chad Hammett. He is the Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources here in the Fullerton School District. Thanks for joining the show.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad I can be here. This is amazing.
So you had a chance to tour the lab. Is there anything that stands out for you?
What stands out for me is the ability for the students to present themselves and to be able to talk about what they're learning and why they're learning it. And those are such transferable skills. As people look for jobs, the ability to present yourself, to show how you know how to solve problems, and that you have skills that you can use that apply to a variety of settings. Very, very important for the future.
And every now and then, as the Assistant Sup of Human Resources, we have openings here in the district, and we have opportunities like this. Is there anything you want to give a plug for bringing teachers and families to the Fullerton School District?
Absolutely. The Fullerton School District is an amazing place to work. It is the most incredible district in the state of California, if not the United States. So do your studies, go to school, go to college, and come back and work in Fullerton, where you can truly make a difference for our kids and our community.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr.
Thank
Hammett.
you.
Appreciate it. Thanks again. And welcome to the show, Hilda Sugarman, board member of the Fullerton School District. Thanks for being here today.
Oh my God, this is my honor.
You had a chance to tour the lab a little bit. Anything that stands out to you?
Well, I personally like all of the water projects. I think that in the world we live in right now, water is going to become the new gold. We have countries like Cambodia, Jordan, Colombia, where water is a crisis.
Yes.
And many more in the world. And without water, we can't live. So seeing that there are machines that we can develop to take dirty water and reprocess it is
Huge.
pretty exciting to me, and it's huge for the world. And I dream of it like in every house.
Yes. I'm so glad you brought that up, because that's I've asked the same question to many of the people here, and you're the first to bring that up, and it takes me back a little bit. Like, yeah, water is something that we need to take care of, and that not everybody has access to.
Exactly.
So very cool that our students here in the Fullerton School District are learning about that at a very young age. Anything, so you get to tour the schools, you get to see what's going on. What are some of the other things that are very relatable to the FESTO lab, maybe totally different, that you see out there? Could be this year, could have been last year, that you're excited about carrying on here in the Fullerton School District?
Oh my God.
It's too much.
The evolution of progress. When people implement new ideas and new concepts, 14 years ago, the idea of being a one-to-one school district was like evolutional. I mean, nobody could believe that we would do that. And if we had stopped right there, oh my goodness, we'd be nowhere. And to think that we are a district that when people come to us with creative ideas for innovation, we don't shun away, we don't say there's no way to afford that. We say, what are the sound possibilities of using this to enhance the opportunities for our students, whether they go on to college or they go on to the workforce or even sooner? And we will find a way to do it. FESTO is one of the examples, working with a company that wants to innovate schools and help to produce a workforce. And we have other partners that are similar, whether they're small partners like Thrively has innovated what's going on and how students select things that they might do with their future life and walk away from things that really they aren't good at, and they should move on to what they are good at, right?
We should support that for sure.
Yes.
The things that they're good
So we
at.
have wonderful partners leading us to do wonderful things, partners with drones and all sorts of things.
Well, we'll leave it right there with the words of Hilda Sugarman. We will find a way in the Fullerton School District.
We will find a way.
I love it. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Wait a minute, I have to put in my plug.
Yes, please put in your
plug. If you want to help us find a way, join us October 13th at the Arboretum for the Educational Foundation's big gala to raise the funds to do some of these projects. To date, we've given almost $3 million to the Fullerton School District, and especially to teachers who dream big.
Thank you so much, Hilda. Appreciate it. Okay, we're joined here by Jesus Silva, who is a longtime colleague of mine in the Fullerton School District, and you are a teacher now. What are you teaching right now? Because I like what you're teaching. I think.
Well, right now I'm teaching two classes. One is called Exploring Careers, which we show the kids what's out there, the interest. And the other class is an entrepreneurship class where we're actually going to do a whole business plan, and towards the end of the year have a little mini Shark Tank competition for the business plan.
Love it.
So I was a few of my students are in the FESTO classes, and I'm going, what can you do with these machines to develop a product, maybe get a manufacturer, and then sell it. And one thing with this whole great lab is it's the new shops of the 70s and 80s.
Oh.
You know, because back then we had electronic shops, wood shop, and I think of Mr. Mike Marshall, who when I started teaching here, he goes, Jesus, you could be here long enough, things come full circle. And I see these as the new shops where we train the kids, we gather their interests, we capture them to do something other than academics. Nothing wrong with academics, nothing wrong, but it just keeps them engaged. And I think this can be a very powerful tool for all you guys, for all the kids. And thank you guys for what you're doing. It is awesome that you're taking your time and effort to make things better for us.
Yeah, and we want to push this out here. Good things that are happening here at Nicolas. Aside from the FESTO Lab, I'm glad that I asked you or you told us about the things that you're doing, because those are very relatable, and those are things that we can make sure that these kids have the best opportunity when they leave Nicolas Junior High and move into high school. Thank you so much for joining me
my
today.
pleasure. Thank you for having me, and great job, and keep it up.
Thanks so much, Jesus.
All right.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you. Bring it home. All right, next on the show we have, and we don't have a name for this show, Ken, but this is Ken Caldwell, FESTO Labs. Thanks for being on the show. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
So, well, of course, FESTO Labs, this is a great partnership. This is a great thing. It's so exciting to have the kids so excited about something on campus as well, and I don't think we've had that. What are some of the things, as far as partnerships, were you looking for? I think you mentioned it earlier. What kind of things were you looking for? What kind of school were you looking for when you were trying to find that partnership, especially in the 7-8 realm?
Yeah, a couple of things. I think first and foremost, looking for an innovative school district, forward-thinking, ready to tackle advanced technologies.
Okay.
As you saw the lab, these are not toys, right? These are
Absolutely.
This is real hands-on equipment. So we were looking for a school district and a school that's ready to embrace technology.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. I don't think it's the right term. It's big boy stuff.
Yep, absolutely.
If you look out there, that's professional equipment. Can you give me a little bit, for people that might not know what FESTO Labs is or FESTO is, just give me a kind of a generic or general overview of the company and what it is.
So actually FESTO is an automation company.
Okay.
So I work for a division of FESTO called FESTO Didactic, which is the educational side. So FESTO automation, you'll see in industry throughout California and throughout the country, throughout the world, a major player in the automation industry. We specialize in the educational piece, so providing hardware, curriculum, pedagogy, all of that to help with education, both at the junior high, high school, and college up to university level.
Very cool. And how did your partnership with ATC kind of happen, or how do they support you guys and what's happening here at Nicolas?
Yeah, so ATC is our partner in as far as the dealer. So they represent FESTO here in the state of California, as well as I think 9 other states throughout the country. So they're our feet on the street, so to speak.
Yeah. Anything that you see coming, last thing, anything you see coming down the pike in terms of what's the next? This is great, this is huge, this is probably enough, but we're always looking forward. What are some of the things that are coming up, whether they be for junior high, university level type stuff? What stuff is the education side looking at FESTO Labs?
So, well, first and foremost, I think our goal is to roll out what we've done here throughout the other schools here in the county, in the Los Angeles area, throughout California. So, I guess copy what we've done here throughout the state to really make an impact. I don't know if you've had a chance to interview Tom Close yet, but one of the things that he talked about in his opening remarks was also bridging the gap between here, junior high, high school to the college. So bridging that gap between secondary, post-secondary.
It's great, and it's a great avenue, and we need to get in that avenue because it's moving fast, and we certainly want to kind of ramp up our students here in the Fullerton School District. Thank you so much for the partnership, and we appreciate you being on the show. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, my pleasure. It's been a great partnership so far. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thank you
so much.
That consists of 2 materials processed in 2 different ways to demonstrate the characteristics of each. As a facilities manager, assigned to work at a factory that consists of machines and processes that generate a tremendous amount of heat, we are challenged to evaluate and select.
All right, last but definitely not least on our show, I thought we had a last one a couple ago, but we're still going strong. This is it. We have Tom Close, the president of ATC, which is Advanced Technology Consultants. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Pablo.
Thanks
Great
for
to be here.
Thanks for being here today and supporting our students. So ATC, what role do you play in partnership with not only us here at the Fullerton School District, but also FESTO Labs?
Well, we're the largest distributor of FESTO didactic in the United States. Our company represents them in 10 states. We're in the Midwest. We're in Texas, Oklahoma, and the great state of California. Yeah. So we were looking for a great partner and with our new STEM initiative, and we found it here at Nicolas Junior High.
Very cool. Well, we're glad you found us, for sure. If you look out there, if you kind of put yourself back as a 7th or 8th grader, is there anything that you see out there that replicates or resembles anything that you did in school, or was an opportunity for you in school?
Well, you know, I went to junior high school in 1970, so it was a long time ago, and well before the advent of the PC and interactive multimedia software. So some of the hardware was out there and basic electricity, electronics, but there's such a tremendous opportunity for students today here to learn the latest and greatest in modern technology, things that we didn't have, things that didn't exist when I was their age. So it's an exciting time to be a middle school or a junior high school student today.
Well, we certainly appreciate your partnership, and we appreciate supporting our students here in the Fullerton School District. Thank you so much.
It's our pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
We are trying to design, build, and demonstrate a 2-segment optical fiber and over-the-air laser links end-to-end circuit. We learn how fiber optics and lasers are incorporated into our everyday lives, including how we receive access to satellite and internet connections.
And the interviews just keep coming, guys. The last one, I think, for sure. Now we definitely save the best for last, and I'm not lying. This is Dr. Angela Jones, and she is from VIARC Integrated Solutions. What did you say that stood for? VIARC?
Virtual Architect.
Virtual Architect, love it. Also a parent in our district.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, thank you.
You got a chance to tour the lab?
Oh, I loved it. Yes, I did.
Awesome. What's your favorite piece? Like what do you see if you put yourself in your 7th, 8th grade body? What would you maybe gone for?
Maybe I think there's something called mechatronics.
Okay.
So just to be honest, I liked all the individual pieces, and what I particularly liked was that they were connected to real world industry and real jobs, and I thought that was really fantastic.
Very cool. How does maybe this lab relate to real world skills, maybe even an employee in your business? How could they relate something like this, that it might not be, they might not go out and do something in the STEM field per se, but find an area, I know yours is, but find an area of employment within any industry?
Well, actually, I think the different stations they have relate to so many different opportunities. I was thinking they were talking about filtered water, and we do some work with NASA, and they're doing a lot of work now just trying to figure out how you're going to get people to live on Mars. So you have to be able to learn how to create water, you know, out of different substances. We have done things where we've tested windmills. So you guys have instrumentation that allows students to do that. You have prototypes. There was a machine, CNC lathe, I think, that I saw. And a lot of our work does simulation testing for medical devices. Yeah. So the fact that the students get to actually use, seriously, real industry instrumentation and learn how to use them in a job setting, I think it's fantastic. You couldn't have created a better lab.
Last question. I want your parent hat back on. You've been a member of many of our kind of cohorts of different things that we've had going on here in the district, and we're glad to have you. So you've seen a lot of different things. What are some of the things that in the Fullerton School District, or even for your students or your children that have gone through this district, what are some of the benefits of the Fullerton School District that they've been able to, kind of gain different things that maybe other schools do not have?
I remember when my oldest son actually was a kindergartner, and he learned problem solving. I was blown away as a kindergartner that they taught them kind of hands-on learning and problem solving, and I think that's one of the biggest things that Fullerton has really taken to the next level. So what he did was, basic into kindergarten, but now to see that they're doing just real job skills and hard-score problem solving, and that they've been able to integrate that into the classroom and their classwork, that to me has been the biggest advantage my kid has been able to get from the Fullerton School District.
Awesome. Thank you so much for
joining
the show.
Welcome. You're very welcome.
Short, simple?
Yes. Thanks kindly. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Angela. I appreciate it.
Explore the interaction between mechanics, electrical engineering, electronics, and computer engineering.
Alternative energy. We will learn the basic skills needed to work with different energy sources considered to be alternatives to our current dependence on non-renewable fossil fuels. As alternative energy engineers working in response to a request from a city planner who is building new communities in 2 different locations, we are challenged to create a plan to support the energy needs of the citizens of the 2 new towns, where at least 90% of the energy consumed should come from renewable sources.
Environmental technology, water. Taking on the role of environmental engineers, we explore water testing and water treatment methods and the impact they can have on the environment. Within a given scenario, we develop a clean water solution for both humans and wildlife.